What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. You know, it looks like there's a chance, for the Clippers to get one of their former teammates back, possibly. And I guess the biggest question is, would the Clippers want him back? And the player that I'm speaking of is Patrick Beverley. Just here recently, of course, he was dealt to Utah in a trade for the Rudy Gobert situation of him going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And, listening to Patrick Beverley, speak on the situation and everything in regards to like a live Instagram where he's talking, speaking to somebody he knows, saying, do the Utah Jazz want to win or what? You know what I'm saying? Are they trying to tank or they're trying to win? You see what I'm saying? And, Patrick Beverley is smart enough to know the Utah Jazz, they're not going to win a championship. Let's just be real. That's not going to happen. And now, you're hearing reports about Donovan Mitchell, being traded away or, being let go or being, looked at in regards to a trade for somewhere else to get something back in return for him. And more likely, for Donovan Mitchell, the New York Knicks was the team that he definitely wanted to play for, or wanted to go to. At least some speculation has said that like last year or something like that. So that might be a place they send him. They might actually send him to the destination that, he actually desires, if that's true. So, who knows what happened with that? But at the same time, who knows what happened to Patrick Beverley? Now, Paul George was actually, in a tweet not too long ago, speaking in regards to Patrick Beverley, speaking to him, saying it's not too late to come back to the Clippers. That wasn't that long ago, maybe a few weeks ago, give or take, if that long. So, Patrick Beverley definitely has a chance, an opportunity, possibly come back if this team will definitely, waiver his rights or, let him go or whatever the case may be. Because if they're trying to rebuild, then there's no need to, have a player like Patrick Beverley on board if you're trying to rebuild, because he's definitely not trying to do that. He's trying to, be a part of a team where, possibly they can win a championship maybe. So he definitely had a lot better chance with Minnesota, I thought, because Minnesota to me is a lot better team than Utah, just my opinion, based upon what they have on their roster and how they're built. You know what I'm saying? And Anthony Edwards is going to be a stud. Everybody can see that already. Cat is already, pretty much established. Could get a little bit better, but he's really a really good player himself. And they got D'Angelo Russell as their third player, so that definitely helps their cause and, what they're trying to do. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised, if Patrick Beverley starts speaking on the Clippers in regards to coming back to L.A., in that fashion. There's also been reports about him, to the Lakers as well. So, I'm pretty sure Clippers fans definitely rather see him in the Clippers jersey than the Lakers jersey, simply because, that's his, bread and butter. That's where he come from, the Clippers. It's almost like, Patrick Beverley was, born in a Clippers jersey to a degree. So, it would be, good to see him go back to the Clippers, because I feel like that's more home for him. I'd rather see him in a Clippers jersey than a Lakers jersey myself. But, we got to see how it all unfolds and everything. But right now, I would say, if I had to, pick the situation, I don't know what Utah Jazz are trying to do, but it doesn't look like they're trying to win a championship. I can definitely tell you that. So if I were Patrick Beverley, I would definitely think about, shipping out and trying to, get elsewhere. And, I'm pretty sure the Clippers would like to have him, wouldn't mind having him back. But at the same time, it kind of, it's all about money, contracts, all that stuff too. So, a lot of that stuff goes into it. So we got to see if that actually works out. But like I said before, I definitely think that he should be on the Clippers. I feel like he should have never left the Clippers. I feel like the Clippers should have definitely kept him, because he's definitely a defensive piece that, that can help them, in a multitude of ways, especially on that side of the floor. He's an irritant. He gets under people's skin. And like I said, what I saw from him a couple of seasons ago when he shut down Devin Booker pretty much in that series against the Clippers versus the Suns, that was a sign right there of, Patrick Beverley's value. You see what I'm saying? He can definitely, get in somebody's head, but he can also play a little bit of defense when he really decides to, and stop with some of the antics and all the other stuff that he does. If he actually took some of the antics and the foolishness out of his game, he would really be a really solid defender, because he has defending ability. He can defend. He really can. So I feel like the Clippers definitely, should, oblige it if there's a way for him to possibly come back, because I feel like he definitely is a big part of the culture. And, it feels weird at times looking at the Clippers without him even being out there, or without him being on the bench, or, in the lineup or anything like that. It still feels that way. And even though it's been, about at least a good season, since he's been there, but still, it's just the fact that, Patrick Beverley, he's a part of that, he's a part of that culture. I even feel the same way about Lou Williams. I feel like Lou Williams should still be a part of the team only because, he's a part of the culture. Not saying that Lou Williams is the player he once was, or, anything like that, you know what I'm saying? But I still feel like he should be a part of that culture. And, I feel the same for Patrick Beverley, as well. So, I'm just going to wait and see, what happens. And we all need to wait and see what happens. But don't be surprised where Patrick Beverley ends up. It could be with the Clippers again. Hey, it could be with the Lakers. Or, I don't want to rule anything out. But since he's on Utah, and since they're trying to base it the way it looks, it seems as if they might be trying to, put him in with a package deal with Donovan Mitchell. And if that's the case, let's just say Donovan Mitchell goes to New York, then that's possibly a place where, Patrick Beverley could find himself ending up as well, so it's kind of hard to really say with Patrick Beverley right now. I'm pretty sure any Clippers fan, if he don't come back to the Clippers, they'd rather see him on any team besides the Lakers, so I mean, that's definitely, something that I'm pretty sure most Clippers fans are looking at or thinking about at the moment in time in regards to Patrick Beverley. But like I said, it's a good chance he can actually come back to, the Clippers, and I'm pretty sure, Paul George is on the phone with him now, or, whatever, trying to recruit him back to LA, because, like I said, the tweet that was sent out with them talking and speaking, and when Patrick Beverley was, on ESPN, First Take and all that. A couple weeks after that, like I said, him and Paul George had a conversation. They tweeted about it and everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if Paul George is on his recruiting tip right now, because Paul George is definitely the type that's trying to, recruit people there and, push for more talent, on the Clippers team. And that's definitely never a bad thing, especially when you're trying to win championships and stuff. So, but like I said, we'll see what happens with Patrick Beverley. Me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Patrick Beverley back in the Clippers jersey. I just feel like, I feel like he's definitely, he's not a point guard. I, definitely don't want to put him in that category. But with him being out there on the floor, he does, he has played point guard some for the Clippers, and he wasn't too awfully bad. The few minutes they allowed him to do that. But the main thing is for him to go back out there, and play defense. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, if he goes back to the Clippers and can give them a little bit of defense like he did in that Phoenix Suns series, I mean, that would be great for the Clippers. That definitely would better their, championship chances as well. So I want to see what happens with him. I'm gonna keep an eye on him, and of course we'll talk about it and see how it all unfolds for him if he's able to land back with the Clippers. And we'll definitely talk about him then and see what happens. But as for right now, I know Patrick Beverley is not feeling where he is, and hey, I say the same thing Paul George said, in the tweet. It's not too late to come home, or at least try to LA in the Clippers jersey. So we'll see how it all unfolds. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.